Vanakkam, you're watching News9 live. There are some stories which are mega events. Jailer starring superstar Rajinikanth released, and you want to know the opening figures? 7,000 screens and a whopping 55 crores on opening day and still counting. Let's all join in the celebrations. Written and directed by Nelson Dilip Kumar of Kolamao Kokila, Beast and Doctor fame, fans of Rajinikanth waited 2 long years to see their favorite star on screen and erupted in ecstasy to sight Tiger Muthuvel Pandian, the character the superstar plays in the movie. That Rajinikanth has a demigod status in Japan becomes evident when you see and hear this.
Jailer padam பார்ப்பதற்காக ஜப்பானில் இருந்து சென்னைக்கு வந்தேன். First time காசே சியாத்தா first day first show ரொம்ப சூப்பரா இருக்கு. ரொம்ப எக்ஸைட்டிங். இங்க நான் தான் கிங். நான் வெச்சத்துறான் ரூஸ். ஹுக்கும் டைகர் ஹுக்கும். இது எப்படி இருக்கு? ரஜினிகாந்தோட எந்த படத்தை ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பாக்குறீங்க? ஃபர்ஸ்ட் படம் முத்து படம். நான் எப்போ வருவேன் எப்படி வருவேன் யாருக்கும் தெரியாது. ஆனா வர வேண்டிய நேரத்தை கரெக்ட்டா வருவேன்.
Guess who's back? He is back. Well, Rajinikanth is back here again in cinema theatres after a gap of 2 years. This is one of the biggest grossing films that is going to be for the next few days is what the predictions are. We are here at the Rajini Theatre in Chennai where fans are gathering and trickling in for this mega star movie that's going to come out right now. He's the superstar of this country. People come from every walks of life just to watch Rajinikanth movie. I spoke to a few of them already and they've told me that you don't have to come here for a story, for the movie or anything. You are here just for Rajini sir. So this is what the frenzy is. You can see fans are trickling in, banners and posters are out. People are walking from the gates just to watch Rajini fans. People with different shirts of Rajini. Jailer. That is how the fanism is over here. These are the people who organize this entire frenziness over here. The celebrations are done by the people who are wearing these white shirts, and the whole idea is to celebrate Rajinikanth and the film that he's come at the age of 70. He's still doing it. And his movies are not just any kind of movies but super hit movies. The last one was Kabali, which was a highest grossing movie for Rajini, and this time again they are expecting something like that with the Jailer. Now Jailer comes at a time when there are other. Let's try to get looking here for a Rajini movie.
See, it's basically a celebration, and in case of Rajini's movie, things are entirely different. The reason being, other actors, they release their movies on weekdays or during the festival times. But in case of superstar Rajinikanth, whenever his movie releases, that becomes a festival by itself. So in Tamil Nadu, today is one of the festivals. There are companies who have given leave to their holidays, who have declared holidays. And there is Mr. Girish Mathubudam from Freshworks, who has booked 2,200 tickets for 7 screens in the first day, first show. This is like a miracle. These things can happen only for superstar Rajinikanth across the globe.
The movie was awesome. It's a fantastic comeback for Nelson. So those who were trolling Nelson will definitely stop doing that. Superstar, he has done justice, and he has just given a treat to all his fans.
Wonderful, wonderful. It was. Jailer will arrest you. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. No, don't ask me anything. Jailer will 100% arrest you.
Anything that you're taking back from the movie?
See, the rolling back, he will go and kick the robber in the Basha scene, right? It is coming back again. So I'm going back all my 15 years back and enjoying the old days and coming back. It's just a nostalgia here.
So with Superstar, there is ideally no expectation. We know that he's going to smash the box office record, and just we're waiting for the numbers to know. Come on, Taiwa, we're here for you!
I think after Kabali,
I think Jailer is one of the biggest hype which ever we got for Talaivar.
Acting skills along with his actions and Anirudh's BGM, Nelson's screenplay, twist turns, Shivana intro, Laleta intro, all the cameos, Tamanna, music, everything, dance, everything was too good in the movie. Yeah, it's a total commercial entertainer and it will be a repeat audience from many people. So it will be a blockbuster this year. Yeah, Talaivar rocks.
रजनी करियर में ऐसा एक मूवी कभी भी नहीं आया है. बहुत दिन का छोड़ के ऐसा मूवी है. विल्सन बहुत अच्छा काम किया है. शिवन्ना को नहीं छोड़ा है. बहुत अच्छा रोल दिया है. मोहनलाल को अच्छा रोल दिया है. वो छोटा विलन है लेकिन इसमें बड़ा एक्टिंग किया है वो विलन. रजनी सर को ऐसा
ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಅಪಿಯರೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ರಾಜ್ಕುಮಾರ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಶಿವರಾಜ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಬಹಳ ಬೂಸ್ಟ್ ಆಯಿತು. ರಜನಿಕಾಂತ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಬಹಳ ತುಂಬಾ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೂಪರ್ ಹಿಟ್ ಮೂವಿ.
So Jailer is going to be amazing. We have huge expectations, with Nelson directing it and Superstars films. I know we're just huge fans and it's going to be a blast, especially with the music. Tiger ka hukum, Talaivar alapara. Let's celebrate.
It's a festival out there. Mind you, Tiger Muthuvel Pandian is a strict man, but beneath the tough exterior lies an empathetic human being. As the film progresses, we see Muthuvel Pandian burst forth on the screen, setting out to stop a gang from trying to rescue their leader from the prison. You know what? A Rajini film is about him, for him and of him. But the film also has some very talented actors along with him. Mohanlal, Shivaraj Kumar, Yogi Babu, Tamanna Bhatia and many others. The music is composed by Anirudh Ravichandran and he has collaborated with Rajinikanth thrice before after Peta, which is 2019, Darbar 2020 and his fourth with Nelson after Kolamao Kokila 2018, Doctor 2021 and Beast. The first single title, Kavala, was released on 6th July and has become an international rage. That hook where you play, the flute, everyone is doing it. The second single title, Hukum, is also now a rage. It was released on the 17th of July and the third single, Jujubi, was also released and has become an instant chart buster. The album featuring 8 tracks was released on 28th July 2023 and the fourth single was also released in July 2023. I'm not going to discuss Rajinikanth and all that. That's for tomorrow. I promise you, we'll bring you a good review. But I'm only going to attempt to chat about this phenomenon called Rajinikanth and what sets him apart from his latest film, Jailer. Now, in the studio with me, Krishna Kumar, my colleague who is, let me tell you, a resident expert on cinema, particularly Tamil cinema. You can't beat anyone with that kind of information. Makes the time to go see a film, however much work he has. And also joining us is Satyan Ramasamy, who's a film critic. He's also joining us. There I can see him. Vanakkam, Satyan. So great to see you. So great to have you on the show. So like I said, Satyan, I will start with you, Krishna, but Satyan is joining us from Chennai.
Yes.
You have been somebody who has been involved with Talaivar for years now, almost being involved in his fan club, seen his journey through movie after movie. What this kind of frenzy, honestly, I thought yes, movies releasing, the usual things will be there. But like this, my God, what sets Jailer apart? Satyan.
Okay, no, thank you for letting me do this first. So I'm going to start by I'm really going to start by saying, if you ask me to pick one from 169, I don't know what others think or what others will say about it. Still, I would pick only Jailer. Out of all 169, see, I've lived and I was given birth to and everything that all has happened, and I was like, this all has happened only for me to cherish this one day. This film is for I'm going to cherish this film this one day till the end of my life, till the last day of my life. This is what is going to happen with me. at least for me, this is such a big film, such a good thing. You've mentioned about Tiger Muthuvel Pandiyan, and it is. See, he was called Muthu in the first half, and he'll become Tiger Muthuvel Pandiyan in the second half. So that is what. See, this transformation. I don't know if it works with every other heroes, but if it is, it has to work with Rajini. So Rajini is the one who can actually, bring light to this word, or what I don't know. I don't have a word for this. If someone is saying about, or if someone is explaining about transformation scene, they'll have to refer Rajini, and this is like a phenomenal transformation that he'll do. In this film, it is a big thing. I've never watched any film. See, we used to always refer Basha when it comes to mass elements, when it comes to anything that relates to commercial cinema or commercial blockbuster. We always refer Basha. I'm gonna tell. So we need to give rest to Basha for some time, at least for the next 20-25 years, and we need to take Jailer as the reference hereafter. Jailer is such a thing. I'll have to tell you, this climax is the biggest Indian climax, South Indian climax, at least. See, you have 3 heroes.
No, I'll come back to. Satyan, don't. These are spoilers. What I was telling him. Sorry, I broke into Tamil. Can't help it. The thing is, I can see your enthusiasm here, but we all need to see it. Krishna has promised to see it. Krishna, today maybe or tomorrow?
Yes, I'm watching it today with the 4 p.m. show.
Look
so I need to finish this show
and he's running to see. You look at the enthusiasm. We are in Delhi, but that's how the movie of Rajinikanth. Let me come back to you, Satyan. Krishna, I want to focus on what Satyan said. The film, initially you see him as an elderly man, as a grandfather who is accompanying his grandchild. They go and buy vegetables. He helps his grandchild, how to negotiate through YouTube. Then there is a transformation. Now the thing is, he's a superstar, He's somebody who's larger than life. He's a demigod. But I want you to decode this, that how well has this happened? Because we are used to his entry as, Basha and all that, superstar and all that. Do you think that this is one of the best moves, even as the actor is aging and maturing like a good wine?
I think it's a very old trope. It's the oldest trick in the book. It's a Bruce Lee film called Big Boss, if you remember. Where in the first half, our main hero in a movie called Big Boss is a coward. Usually gets beaten up. And in the second half, there is that transformation into that absolute dragon of a Bruce Lee. So to me, it is the oldest trope possible. Rajinikanth himself has used this trope many occasions. A film like Raja Di Raja, where he plays a very cowardly Rajinikanth who has a very brave twin brother. I can say so many Rajinikanth movies in which he starts off as the docile, quiet one, but that is an in-joke for anybody going to watch a Rajinikanth movie. Whether you're a Rajinikanth fan or not, do you think you're going to go watch a movie where Rajinikanth is going to be the quiet, coward person?
Who wants to?
So that is, in a sense, writing it into the joke. It's a joke that writes itself. Oh, watch how cowardly or how quiet or how docile we're going to show him. And see what's going to be the eventual transformation. As cowardly as he's shown in the first few portions, he will become that doubly rageful in the second portion. So to me, this is a repetition of that trope. My only question at this stage, before watching the movie, as you know, I haven't watched the movie, is how well is that done? It's always about how well it's done, Sudha. I mean, take his last 2 Rajinikanth movies. Both of them have not been good. One was a flop, the other one was a washout. One was a flop called Darbar, which didn't do very well. And then the last one was a movie called Annate, which was a washout, which is released as a flop. Even despite the first couple of hours of celebrations like last time, the movie went nowhere post-Saturday. So in that sense, this is a comeback waiting for Rajini, and is gone for a director who himself needs a comeback, because his last movie called Beast, Nelson Dilip Kumar, who's directed this film, his last one was a movie called Beast with Vijay Talabadi, which got such mixed reviews, such bad feedback. So he has a point to prove. Rajinikanth has a point to prove.
Kolamava Kokila, your recommendation? Superb. I think it was really.
The director of if you're wondering, you asked a very good important question. Why is there so much crazy rush for Jailer? You're talking about it releasing in nearly 7,000 screens worldwide. It is setting a record in Tamil Nadu alone for releasing in more than 900 screens. So why the craze for Jailer? That trailer that you're talking about, enthusiastically, that trailer was what they called a showcase was beautiful, was fantastic. The music has been outstanding. And of course, Kavala song going absolutely trending. All of that has happened. So the rush for Jailer explains itself because everybody thinks that this could be the comeback film for Nelson Dilip Kumar, the director, and Rajinikanth, the superstar.
All right. Satyan, let me bring you in right now. The thing is that what he was saying, and the film is Rajinikanth film, whether it does, not every film can do well, but I have observed that Rajinikanth film, the kernel is Rajinikanth, the story is Rajinikanth, the subplot is Rajinikanth, every little cue is Rajinikanth. Now in this film, do you get that? Because when let me be honest here, when I saw him in his get-up initially, I was like, it doesn't have any heroism. Like for me, the poster, that grey salt pepper hair, those glasses, that stern look on the face. But tell our viewers that, does it transform as the movie goes along, or he keeps that image and still does all his heroic, action scenes?
Just mark my words, man. You're going in for a show. You're actually going in for a show. I'm going to tell you, see, this is such a transformation. Krishna was telling it, perfectly well. See, there are films, that Talavar has done perfectly. It was very great. It has become phenomena. But we always, we long for such a transformation. Like, for example, if you see in Basha, it is completely, it was a cover, and he would become something else in the second half. So that is something that is always in our mind. Let it be Basha or let it be any other film. In Muthu, you need to push him down. You need to actually punch him and push him down, that he couldn't do anything in the next scene, and he comes like something else in the next scene. With all proper elements, and it has to work very well. Like he said, he was conveying it very in a good manner. So that is this film has this exact transformation, and it has all its element. You cannot question it. This transformation.
Right. So Satyan,
is
tell
such
me.
A thing.
Yeah, it's being called a black comedy action film also. So talk a bit about the action scenes. Comedy, deadpan, what Nelson is very, very famous for, that you say the most funniest things with a straight face, and it is really fantastic. Kolama Kokila. Yeah, so tell our viewers about both how Rajinikanth has been able to handle the comedy scenes, as well as, of course, there is Yogi Babu. Of course, there are other actors who are very, 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 very competent at this. But I want you to focus on Rajinikanth, that how has he handled the comedy and also action, which is very important for viewers.
Yes, exactly. See, he has done, he is the action hero. After MGR in Tamil Nadu, if you ask someone who is the action and mass and commercial hero, everyone will say, without any doubt, is Rajinikanth. Rajinikanth has done a lot of action scenes and a lot of, new scenes. He has done very new things and very big things in action. But this one is brutal, I would say. He has never done such a brutal action in any of his films. This is the first film I've seen. I'm watching 30 years now. I'm watching First Day for Show for the past 30 years. I've never seen such a movie that has such a brutal action ever in a Rajinikanth film. So this is such a film, even though you can understand, you can accept that it needs such a brutal thing, it has to happen to that villain or whatever, the sidekick or whatever, whomever he is. Even the child can understand he needs to be beaten in such a brutal manner. Everyone can understand. It is not that it is badly brutal, but it is brutal. But I've never seen such a thing. I'm not going to tell you a scene, but I urge myself. I have an urge to explain a scene that is I've never seen. Bahubali or whatever you see. Even though you have a scene where they beheads the villain in Bahubali, but you still understand it has to be done to that person. So such kind of brutally actions are. It is full of power packed and it is brutal. Rajinikanth has never done such a brutal scene in the last 30 years at least. So this Gen Z and all, they're going to witness a new, altogether a new Rajinikanth. This is what a Rajinikanth movie looks like. They're going to watch it for the first time, I would say. This is what is Rajinikanth is. This is what is why we see. These kids, they don't know why are we actually calling Rajinikanth. They don't even understand why is such a euphoria, why is such a craze. they'll understand when they watch Jailer. Jailer is an answer to for all these 20 kids or 2K kids or whatever you call it, 10K kids and all of them. And about the comedy, see, it is not that they need to utter a single word. It is just a shot.
Exactly.
That is a comedy.
Yeah.
There are lots of shots. Even, the shot has been put on Rajinikanth's face, Talaivar's face. That becomes a comedy. We have never seen such a comedy. Just you show Rajinikanth.
So look at it, Satyan and Krishna. Just I'll come back to you. The thing is that no wonder then music, his acting, everything, all the boxes taken. Look at this. Look at that. Do we need to say more?
Oh, we don't need to.
Yeah.
We don't need to.
Need to, yeah.
The visuals speak for themselves.
Yeah.
This is 2023, the year. The same visuals, has been running for the last 30 odd years. Has been running the same visuals.
Children have grown up, got married.
I've been at some of those growing up in Chennai. I remember watching Basha first show in Albert Theatre, in Chennai. Apparently, the entire Rajinikanth family was at the Rohini theatres along with Anirudh, the music director, as well, and Rajinikanth and family, wife Lata Rajinikanth, and Aishwarya Rajinikanth and Saudara Rajinikanth at the movie theatre in Rohini theatres in Virugambakam in Chennai, from what I understand. So the Rohini complex over there. So that happened this morning for the early morning show. So
but no early morning show. I mean, I want to apparently.
4 a.m. show.
Let this finish. I'll go to Satyan because it is very unusual. That early morning show did not happen. They said that there'll be trouble.
I thought it was 4 a.m. show was done deal.
No, I don't. We'll have to ask Satyan because considering he's kept a very, very keen eye on
Satyan,
all
tell
this.
us no 4 a.m. shows or yes 4 a.m. shows?
Just a big blow for us, but still, see, we are the one who started 1 a.m. shows. I see in Chennai, I remember for Linga, they've started 1 a.m. shows. And also, initially it was like in Talabadi and all, over in most of the, suburbans, they used to start, they've started in 1 a.m. and all. So, Talaivar is the one who started 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. and 7 a.m. shows and all. And then now, if you see, he's the one who stopped it. So this is the first movie, I would say after there was an incident. There was a awful incident that happened during the clash, during the Pongal clash between Tunivu and Varisu. So one of the fans fell from the bus and he passed away. So because of that, actually what happened is they've stopped all the early morning shows. So if early morning shows would have, if it would have allotted for Jailer, you cannot imagine the records that Jailer would have done. But still, without the early morning shows, just from 9, and yes, exactly, you are right at one point where Bangaloreans and Keralites, they had this opportunity of viewing Talaivar, experiencing Talaivar before us. We were really, we envied it. And actually, see, the thing is, he's the one who always makes a trend, who sets a trend. If you want to refer something in future, if someone can do records even without having early morning shows, you really have to look into the business, or you'll have to study the business of Jailer. So this is again a new thing he has set up. This is a benchmark.
It's a new benchmark, Satyan. I'll come back to you. Krishna, let's talk a bit about the music. Now the thing is that yes, the music of his films is usually, but every number, you talk about, and listen, I'm not saying I have a discerning ear or something like that. I'm that much older. So, it's not as if every hook, I love it. But every number, I think is hook on. You want to just stand up there and kind of,
start dancing. Start dancing.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the only thing is that I think when we discuss a Rajini movie today, Sudha, you've got to look at, I know Rajiniism, Rajini fans and all that, but you've got to look at the technical team that Rajini is going for. Let's take the discussion a little bit away from Rajini, because Rajini wants to take the discussion away from himself. If at all there was ever a statement about it, that Jailer was that statement. Because Jailer is a stellar technical crew that's putting it together.
Right.
You have a guy like Nelson Dilip Kumar who's made 3 films. All 3 are super hits. Although Beast, his last film with Thalapathy Vijay, did not get great reviews, it was a 250 crore rupee movie. It was a financial success, and he was almost going to be thrown off Jailer project because of the bad reviews that Beast got. But then he got... then they gave him a vote of confidence and they said, no, you stay back and do this film. We want you to do this film. Rajinikanth, in fact, giving that faith that said that it's okay if it's got bad reviews, he's a good filmmaker, we should stick with him. That's a big deal that happened before Jailer even got made. So the director is a stellar.
And the one who shot it.
And Vijay Karthik Khan, and the cinematographer, the same cinematographer who shot Doctor. The previous, in which it's similar in that sense, Doctor and Jailer are. So great cinematographer. How much more can we talk about a guy like Anirudh Ravichandran, the music director? Sudha, Anirudh Ravichandran is the most expensive music director in the country right now. He's the music director for Shah Rukh Khan's upcoming film called Jawan, for which he's charged 10 crore rupees. He is the highest paid music director in the country. And that is the guy who is giving music to this Rajinikanth film. So my expectations were already very high, to be really honest. And then when I heard that soundtrack,
you did, right?
And then I was like, this beats even my own expectations.
Exactly.
That's how good the soundtrack is, and that's been a pillar of strength for all the hype surrounding Jailer. A lot of excitement is because people have fallen in love with that music, the lyrics. Hukum, you're talking about the lyrics over there, and all this debate about should superstar title be taken away and given to somebody else. My goodness, in that environment, the quality of music that was given, the quality of lyrics that were written, this is some really good work.
Absolutely.
In all these departments.
Absolutely. So Satyan, I want to ask you that, typically when we went to watch a film in Chennai, we all whistled. I mean, I did. I whistled. I mean, we did everything possible. We broke coconuts. We showed Arati. I've done all that in my time. Okay. Yeah, I have. I know the North Indians would say that there's something wrong, journalist here, but
it's the most normal thing I've heard.
Normal. It's normal. So I'm asking.
It's very normal.
It's normal for us. So I'm asking you, Satyan, did you have a repeat of that? Of theatres, I mean, erupting when the songs played, everyone going crazy.
What they've been asking for once more. Because in Rajinikanth films, in case people from outside Tamil Nadu need to know, they actually stop. When the audience asks for once more, they stop the film and play the song again. That's
you
happened.
dare not play.
I've been there for Padayappa when they played the opening number of Rajinikanth at least once or twice before they went on with the movie. Did that kind of thing happen, Satya?
So today, and unfortunately, in this movie, we don't have such a song. So to cherish the, there are songs, even Hukum, it was actually a background song, and it is, it is aligned with the movie and it is aligned with the story of the movie. So we don't have this proper that Rajinikanth song is not there. For us to dance and for us to ask for repeat. We don't have a song in this movie. Like when you said about the music, it was exactly what like how you mentioned it, how you explained it, because you would have heard a lot of the reviews that they used to say it is all goosebumps. I'm trying to say it is a nerve bump. It is see, so each and every scene when there is an elevation comes, it is only that this elevation, again, Talavar is there, Talavar alone without any music is already an elevation. Again, this music, like, it elevates at least 2 times or 3 times of what the scene is meant to be. Such a great music. He was the best fans that ever Talavar could have.
Satyan, and also Satyan, I've also noticed that Anirudh is particularly good with background score. I'm not saying others are bad. But how do you elevate Rajinikanth? How do you elevate Rajinikanth? It's like saying that you have, a volcano there. How do you elevate it? But I think Anirudh has done a very good job. Even all the movies I've seen, the background score, it's not, it just kind of adds to the aura of the star. Does that happen in Jailer?
Jailer, when you ask me about the background, Jailer is like epitome of it, I would say. Because see, goosebumps is such an underrated word, I would say, for all the moments that we had. And it is right from the beginning. I would say first 8 to 10 minutes, the movie is like very dragging, 8 to 10 minutes. Even we cannot, wait for that mass when it comes to Rajinikanth movie. This 8 to 10 minutes, is a very big thing. It's a very big thing. I understand the story is getting built up. The story is building up. They're making up the story, but still, 8 to 10 minutes just to sit and watch the story and watch nothing mass in that, and it's not something that is our cup of tea. So we need mass in everything, even a single word, a single scene, or anything. Even let it be microseconds or seconds. So it takes 10 minutes for the story to build up. After 10 minutes, for the next 2.5 hours, it is only flavor and background music. Is the first and foremost thing that is Jailer. and then it is out and out Nelson film. I thought Nelson had to do something, because he's got a dig, the last time, like how Krishna said, that all has happened with Nelson. I thought Nelson would go to a different genre or something. He would do something else, but he has done what he is good at, and he has done it perfectly well. He has done the way that he used to do, but he considered it correctly, and he has considered it in such a good manner that it is a Rajinikanth film. Even though it is Nelson's story and Nelson's screenplay, it is a Rajinikanth. So it needs hype. It needs hype then and there. If it goes down for at least next 10 minutes, Rajinikanth fans are not going to sit and watch.
Absolutely.
So every 10 minutes there is a hype and there is another.
Yeah. So let me come back to you, Krishna. I'm going to ask you that it says that there is a lot of recall of Basha and Endiran in this. I want you to talk about that. I mean, one person we saw who said, reminds me of Basha, but I want to move on, from Basha. Like what Satyan also said, that we need to now focus on this movie as a benchmark, Jailer. Right. But do you think it's a good idea? I mean, recall, I think it's a great idea with anyone who's a superstar or even a big product. Even when you sit in a car and you recall that ambassador your father bought you the first time. So how do you think Basha and Endiran works in the scheme of things?
Spot on, Sudha. If there was ever one iconic film of Rajinikanth that just, nobody can question, Basha was definitely in the top 3 all-time great films of Rajinikanth. And in that trailer that was released, very clear that there is somebody who is a policeman in the house and he's just a normal guy in the house. That just immediately gave you a call back to the person he was, because in Basha he was a elder brother and who was an auto rickshaw driver whose younger brother is a police officer. So that was the script, the story in Basha. In this one, he's got a son who is a police officer. So clearly, there was going to be parallels, and it's, as you rightly point out, Rajinikanth is an aged fine wine. He's got a lexicon of filmography that you can just go back and refer to and just keep using. So it's always a good idea. There was always going to be callbacks and references. I'm not worried about that. It's meant to be done with somebody. You had Kamal Haasan doing it with Vikram. Imagine the number of callbacks that you could have with Kamal Haasan's own career when you watch a film like Vikram. Jailer, by the way, Sudha, is being touted as Rajinikanth's answer to Vikram.
That's what but would you agree with that? Because see,
I'll agree after I watch Jailer or not.
Do you, Satyan, agree that it is, Kamal's Vikram?
So they have this superb competition right from the beginning of their career. So they are like one of the best buddies in town, one of the best actor buddies in India one can ever have. Our industry's gems there. I know I am a hardcore Talaivar fan, but I do have to accept, Kamal Haasan is such a competitor for Talaivar. If it is not for Kamal Haasan, Talaivar would have become Mohanlal or Chiranjeevi. Because I'm not trying to degrade them, nothing as such, because in their respective industries, the tier 2 actors or tier 3 actors, they've come up in terms of collections or in terms of other mass films or big grander films. But whereas here they still have the larger films or larger collections or larger audience. So if not for Kamal Haasan, Rajinikanth would have become someone else in some industry with very less collection. So he is the one who always went tough to Talaivar. Once Kamal Haasan tried to touch Talaivar in some ways, let it be collection, let it be whatever, he'll give it twice. This has happened for the last 30 years, I would say. See, Dasavadaram happened, Endiran happened. Okay, see, this Vishwarupam happened, Kabali happened. So there are films, I would say, I would like at least tell you 10 pairs this has happened. Again, if you want to put it, you can definitely put it like how you guys put it, Vikram, and then now Jailer happened. Jailer is an answer to Vikram, and Jailer is an answer to Kamal Haasan. Yeah, they are still in the industry. They are the leaders of the industry. No one can match them. We are the industries who have still 72, 60s and 70s, the actors who are in 60s and 70s who hold the industry record.
Oh yes.
This has never been in any of the industry overall in India.
I think it's a good time for me to officially declare now, for all the talk, people who don't say not from Tamil Nadu or South India watching, people might think I'm a Rajinikanth fan. I'm a true blue, born and raised Kamal Haasan fan. Let me just state that for the record on this show. But who has grown in admiration for Rajinikanth, especially in the last 5 years or so, for his ability to go to choose younger directors, new filmmakers, new technicians, new music directors. You talk about Anirudh, Santosh Narayanan has given great music for Rajinikanth films in Kabali and Kala. So I'm admiring Rajinikanth's ability to work with these new age directors for new age content, willing to do the kind of stories that they are good at and fitting himself in that universe.
Yeah.
So it's fascinating.
Yeah, so you guys, Rajini fan and Kamal fan, and I'm going to check out, and I'm a Shivaji fan. Now, when you're a Shivaji fan, you combine both Kamal and Rajini. You can't have a Kamal and
Rajini fans will say,
you can't have it.
Or like Rajini fans, they say in Shivaji the boss, Shivaji Unnanda, MGR Unnanda. As in, I am Shivaji, I am MGR, I am Rajinikanth.
Absolutely. So I want to also now bring your attention, Satyan, to the dialogue. You see, every film, a dialogue, a line becomes very, very, popular. I would like Priya, just play that Japanese fan bite, because I'll go back to Satyan then. Let's hear him. It's so cute.
நாங்கள் ஜெயிலர் படம் பார்ப்பதற்காக ஜப்பானில் இருந்து சென்னைக்கு வந்தேன். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் காசி சியாத்தா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஷோ ரொம்ப சூப்பரா இருக்கு, ரொம்ப எக்ஸைட்டிங். இங்க நான் தான் கிங்கு, நான் வெச்சத்துறான் லூஸ், ஹுக்கும் டைகர் கா ஹுக்கும். இது எப்படி இருக்கு? ஃபர்ஸ்ட் படம் முத்து படம். நான் எப்போ வருவேன், எப்படி வருவேன் யாருக்கும் தெரியாது. ஆனா வரவேண்டிய நேரத்தை கரெக்டா வருவேன்.
Oh my God! I mean, goosebumps. Yes. Satyan, what about the lines? Because that's also because Rajinikanth means much like Hindi cinema, where dialogue. तुम्हारे पास क्या है? मेरे पास माँ है.
Yes.
And Rajkumar, the great actor. His dialogue. Shatrughan Sinha. There was an era when dialogues used to be. We would keep watching the same thing. I mean, Sholay tapes again and again. Things like that. I'm asking you, what are those lines which stood out for you? Of course, Inge Nandang King, here I am the only king. Apart from that,
this is the first time we have multilingual dialects. We had dialects. Most of the times it is only in English, only in Tamil. This time it is multilingual. When he says Hukum, Tiger ka Hukum, it is for Hindi audience, and Addamainda Raja, that is for Telugu audience. And again, he speaks multi-languages in the film. That is first, I think for the last 30 years, if you ask me, that is the first time. When he meets Sivarajkumar, he speaks in Kannada. When he meets Mohanlal, he speaks Malayalam. That is like complete euphoria, complete experience, new experience for any Talavar fan or for any, let it be the last 50 years. There are fans who have watched for the last 48 years. But every one of us, we would all have to actually bow at this moment. This experience that Nelson has given us is the best and the finest and the newest experience that we have ever had. Because there are multi-languages. Addamainda Raja, see, there is this interval bang. He used to sit. He'll not actually utter the dialogue. The dialogue goes in the background. See, this interval bang is like, that is like $1 million interval bang, I would say. Never before or never after. That is such an interval bang, and the dialogue is the perfect, that suits the perfect scene. That is how the scene has to be made. That is how that is how a best scene can be made. So I don't have words actually. I'm in such a scene.
It's fascinating.
We understand, Satyan.
I could get only one thing. Very smart, very beautiful move from Rajinikanth to do a pan South India feel with Telugu and Malayalam and Kannadam. And of course you have Hindi, Tiger Ka Hukum as a Hindi dialogue in it. So it's a pan-India in the truest sense of the term. Talavar doing a pan-India within a Tamil film, so to speak, which is fascinating. So
and also, Krishna, I want to just, before this, I think with pan-Indian presence, with a kind of eclectic setup of the character, this is one film which is the least political of Rajinikanth.
Absolutely, Spock. Couldn't agree more with you. And also, it comes in the most non-political of environments ever possible for Rajinikanth. Now that Rajinikanth is clearly not going to be in politics. So let's now focus on why we came to love Rajinikanth, why he came to be called a superstar, why his movie releases have been this way for the last 3 decades. Because we loved his movies. We loved him as a movie star, what he did with movies, what he did in movies. So it's beautiful that Jailer sort of brings back those days of without any political overhang. No politics in the movie as well, from what I understand.
Right.
So in that sense, this is all about pure entertainment and the kind of demigod, film god that Rajinikanth is. So forget everything. Enjoy him as a movie star, movie superstar.
Satyan, you want to say something? Please come in. Satyan.
Statement, Krishna. Yeah. I'd have to add something to it. Say, till 2016, it is still Kabali. Kabali was the last, best thing that happened for us, and, for the entire Tamil industry, or for the entire South Indian industry. And 2017 is declared about his political, party. He just declared that I'd go and start a political party. After that declaration, any single movie that he's acted, it has got only mixed reviews, even though the movie was pretty much good. The movie actually is not up to the level or up to the mark of what Rajinikanth has done previously, but it still has performed quite good. The storylines were very great, but still it has got very low reviews. It has got very less mixed reviews or very subtle reviews, only because of his foray into political arena. So that is completely washed out now. This, like how he exactly said, this is just Rajinikanth and his mask and his films. Nothing political, nothing explanatory about political. It is just about what can be done to a family. It is about family sentiment. It is about comedy. It is about action. It is about what Rajinikanth was doing for the last 40 years. He has done it after after a small break.
All right. So but we also, Satyan, I also want to, talk about the other actors. Mohanlal, one of the greatest actors from the South. I mean, you can't take it away from him. And also a lot of Shiva Rajkumar, of course, there is, Yogi Babu, of course, Tamanna Bhatia, she, people may say whatever, that, she hardly has a presence. But how have the other actors kind of come up and added to the layer of Jailer? Talk about that.
So they do cameo roles. Cameo roles are like for example in Ra, in Ra 1, Talaivar did a cameo. I think in 2012, I guess, after he's got a big, operation and big treatment. After an year-long treatment, he has done a cameo, and it is in Raw 1. That is a scene. Again, that is a scene that was crafted very well, and they used to see him as God. It was picturized in such a way that everyone used to see him as God. He can do anything, like how the larger than life. That was the shot. It was pretty much good. They used to do cameo. This is actually a cameo which perfectly suits every single hero. They were not put down. It is just not for Talaivar. It is nothing for, it is nothing for just, I'm going, this is a Rajinikanth film, I need to do this. It is nothing as such. They have their perfect part, and they have their perfect screenplay for them. They have the best intros, like Shiva Rajkumar and all. I don't know if this film's, like say, this film, if it is not at all, going good in Tamil Nadu, let's think that. It will definitely go good in Kannada, or it will definitely go great in Malayalam, because they have their roles.
And it will do very well.
And also what Talaivar has done to Jackie in Uttardakshin, he has done back to us. Absolutely. I would say that. Okay. What Talaivar has done to him, he has done that. Such a good friendship that was a bond, there was a good connection, there was a good relationship.
Right.
One of the best packages, Jailer.
All right,
in terms of any aspect, whatever category or
we couldn't have had, today for Jailer, we couldn't have had a better fan and admirer, and the way you put it, Satyan Ramasamy, I think I actually saw the movie through your eyes, and I wish that the way you said perfect around 40 times in this entire conversation, that it is perfect. So you're not just in Tamil Nadu or Karnataka or Kerala. It's going to do very well in Delhi and NCR. Krishna is all gearing up to go at 4 o'clock. Thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast, and thanks to you, Krishna. Nothing much to be said. Watch this and enjoy Jailer.
My India, My Life Goals campaign, a joint initiative by the TV9 network and Union Ministry of Culture, has been mainstreaming lifestyle for environment.